Yes, hello. Welcome to Further Together, Enriching Relationships, Creating a Better Future. Your friends here, Kudzie and Priscilla. We are back again.
Yes, and tonight's gonna be a good night. I hope you've had a great week ahead and looking forward to a wonderful weekend. Yes, we are so excited to be back on another episode on Further Together, where we aim to enrich relationships as well as to be enriched ourselves.
If you are joining us from Africa, we know that you guys are experiencing winter. It's a little bit cold. And here in the UK, it's supposed to be summer, but unfortunately, it's raining. It's a little bit cold. You don't even understand what it is, but it's supposed to be summer. So we
Mm.
just have to be happy that it's summertime.
And I'm loving it actually. The weather is beautiful. Is not as hot as it was a few days ago, and we thank God for that. Yes, if you're just joining us, do let us know who you are. Tell us where you're watching from, so we can give you a shout out. And thank you for being with us on this platform.
If you're joining us, would you be kind enough to share with friends and families so that they know that Further Together is right on air? Apart from the Thursday Facebook Live, which we do, we have a number of activities that are lined up. We do have the pre-marriage course, which is quite vital for those who are going to be married. If you're getting ready to get married, it's quite important for you to know what you're getting into. And we do marriage mentorship. So if you are looking for a couple that you can also work with as mentor couples, that's what we do. We have dinners, we go out and play with other couples, discussing issues surrounding relationships and marriage. It's a big thing, and it can be so tough if you are lonely. Hence, we at Further Together are ever coming to say, hang on, come, let's have nice time together.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure meeting up with other couples. So if you do need somebody to hang out with, a couple to hang out with, we always say that every couple needs another couple friend that they can be vulnerable with, that they can share and share jokes and have fun with. And so if you do need somebody, we are here as Further Together so we can enjoy.
Yes, by the end of this session tonight, the takeaway messages or the take-home messages, by the end of this session tonight, you should be confident with who you are, and you should be able to relate well with your partner, knowing that who they are, they're just important. I like this scripture which is in the book of Psalms. It says, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So we want to encourage each other for us to know that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Hence, we have come with this topic dealing with body image issues, which is quite a big issue. We don't normally want to address it when we're discussing couple sessions. We take it as a trivial, and yet it's one of the major reasons why people are depriving each other sex in their homes, because they are not comfortable with who they are. To a certain extent, there are some people who have committed suicide. Why? Because they don't feel comfortable with who they are. They think or they wish they were someone
Somebody
else.
Yep.
Yeah, and time and again, they are ever looking at things of attaining that goal which they have set themselves, and some of them which are even unrealistic.
And now the worst thing is that sometimes when you never attain that ideal body image, you're stressed and you're not happy with the way you look. You're not happy with how you perceive yourself. And really, sometimes it can be so stressful, such that you don't enjoy life. You don't give the best to your spouse as well, because it
Yes.
is one thing when I'm not confident in who I am, when I don't like the way I look, when I'm not happy with my body image, then I can only give you the worst of me. I can't give you my all, because I'm thinking, oh, what is he thinking
There's a
about
lot of
this? Exactly.
reservation, and research have shown that the ideology is an ideology of a perfect body, which you have seen in media, be it in print, in movies, on television, and online. It's an ideology that have distracted a lot of people. And 75% of women mainly, they feel that advertising and the media have set unrealistic standard of beauty for them. So what they call beautiful, what the media portrays beautiful, you will be surprised that some people of a certain culture might not be able to attain that, because taking for example what is called beauty by the West, African man might not look at that as beautiful. You know, we want the curvy, the curvaceous, or that's how they say it, woman. But when we are looking at what media portrays as beautiful, looking at somebody who's very skinny, and some of these things are quite unrealistic
to attain. Absolutely, it can be so unrealistic for some people to attain, and it can also be so much pressure to the woman that is trying to be this ideal type of body,
or the man,
you know, or the man as well.
Yes.
Because really this issue is not just about the women having this perception of what their body should look like. You know, for men as well, men do struggle. They struggle with you know, the size of their penis. Probably it doesn't look as big as they would want it to, and sometimes it's the strength, you know, it's too
you feel
soft.
it's not as strong enough as you want it to be, because you always think that the man next door got a bigger weapon than what you have. You always think that the brother next door got a stronger weapon than what you have. So that will reduce your confidence when you are with your wife, and you start to feel like I'm not giving her enough, I'm not good enough. And that good enough thing is one thing that kills it within marriages.
Absolutely. So guys, we are discussing dealing with body image issues. And like we said, it's an area that both men and women are affected one way or the other. And also it doesn't discriminate of your age.
Yes.
It doesn't discriminate of your race. That's why we see a lot of people are going to do you know, surgeries. They are going to people are ever on diets, you know, especially women. They're on fat diets, just trying to attain this ideal body image. So this is a real issue. And I discovered personally that it's something that affected us in our early years of marriage.
Yes.
You know, I won't say that I've fully recovered of it. I am still work in progress, but it's something that really affected us right at the outset of our marriage.
Yes. Before getting deeper into that, we have a case study. Now we are getting into summer in the UK, and when summer comes, all those big jackets and the coats, we put them aside, and it's now wearing t-shirts, vests, and you know, something which is more body hugging. And 2015, I think, there's a company in the UK called Protein World, and they have a lot to do with body, you know, being more health. They put a poster which was dubbed, "Are you beach body ready?" And the person who was on the poster was a very skinny blonde woman, and that perception or that picture is shaping our perspective of what a beach body is like. So when we go to the beach with my wife, who is generously blessed, then she feels like I'm not beach body ready.
No.
Why? Because the poster that had been seeing in the underground and all this stuff is
a slim lady,
a size 0 or size 6, and you would think that when we see that, it's only women who are struggling with that, but also as men, we do struggle. And research have shown us that the issue of body image starts with when we were young. Childhood contributes much on who we think or we believe we are. And you know, I thank God now I've gained a little bit of weight. I was quite tiny growing up. I was skinny. In Zimbabwe they say kakawonda.
Yes, and you know what? Back in Africa they don't even say it in a nice way. It's a different thing if people just tell you you're slim. They don't say it that way. They tell you the like extremely skinny.
And one of my sisters would say Zaondera. That's the language she would use to call me. And the unfortunate part of it is because I was quite slim, as you can see right now. Thank God I've gained a little bit of weight, so you can't see how big the nose is. The nose didn't gain weight. So I had a big nose because I was quite tiny and my shoulders were sticking out. I didn't know about my shoulders until I was in high school and I was wearing a high school blazer. So people would tease me because of the blazer. They're saying your blazer looks like it's on the hanger. It's hanging.
Sticking my bones.
Yes,
like
so the bones are sticking out. So it took time for me when I was at school to get confident. I mean, with legs and the bones, you can hide them, but with the nose, it's just right there. So you feel as if when you're walking, you want to cover it. And yet when you're facing people, that's the first thing that people see. And some people are not even looking at it, but when people look at you, you think, oh my God, they are looking at my big nose. And it took time until I have to embrace it. And whenever I introduce myself, I would say, my name is B-I-G, meaning big nose. It was a way of coping with it. And you discover that after I have embraced that, I thought that was enough. Until I reached this level where I am again, then something else came up. Few years ago, I started to see that my belly was getting slightly, it was being stretched. The body of Christ was slightly, getting bigger. And that started to affect my confidence of taking off a shirt, even when I am with my wife. But I'm looking at, I'm taking my shirt and I say, babe, how does my belly look like? It's affecting me. Why? Because it's something that was never there. Now I have managed the nose, I've managed the bones, but I'm having a belly. And straight away, it's affecting my confidence.
Wow. This is so real. These are issues that are real. And if you guys can relate one way or the other, please do type in the comment section. Let us know that we are not the only ones. Let us know that these issues are real, and let's help each other to deal with these body image issues. What we are saying right here is that, being teased in your childhood can affect the way that you perceive yourself, the way that you perceive your body. I, for one, I was teased growing up as well. I was never the slim girl. I used to have my cheeks. My cheeks were always there. And you know what? And people would come and touch my cheeks, like they would tell me, oh my God, you've got baby cheeks. And people would say it like as a compliment, like you've got baby cheeks or chubby cheeks, and they would love my skin and they would come and touch me. To the extent that even when I was grown and I was a teenager, and people would still look at me and be like, oh, you've got a baby face, you've got chubby cheeks. And I never used to like it, because then I had this image of, oh, I'm a big person, I'm a chubby person, and I never used to like it. And I struggled so much, such that, whenever I take pictures, I have to look at the picture many times and then look at it like, does it bring the chubby cheeks out of me or what? So it's an area where I really struggled. And another area that I struggled as well is that I used to play basketball for the school team. And I remember all my friends did not have, what they would call my thighs, like thick thighs. Like I had big thighs, bigger than everybody else. And they would look at it and they'll be like, oh, PP, like you've got thick thighs, you've got big thighs. And that just made me feel so uncomfortable, because I was the only one who had big thighs of all of them. So it really affected me, such that, when everyone else was wearing shorts for the team, I would be like, do you know what? I'm going to wear skin tights inside. So I would wear skin tights inside and wear a short on top. And then the more I would, play basketball like that, the male teachers started, saying, hey, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Take those tights off. And I began to be conscious. So sometimes I'll be bouncing the ball and I'm thinking, oh my God, are the teachers not looking at my thighs? Are they not looking at my bum and all those things like that? And so I struggled, until we got married. And the thing is, now at our honeymoon night, we had mirrors all over.
That's true, and the battle began because when we finished our wedding, we had our wedding at the hotel, so it was just us getting into our special suite, and I jumped into the shower, I finished, and there I was, the way God created me, and I'm waiting for my wife. And there's Priscilla. She's roaming after the shower. She's going around with towels
The
wrapped all
towel.
over and all this stuff, and her confidence is way down because she's thinking, how do
Oh
I
my
look? How
God.
will this guy think of me? And little did she know that whilst she have things that she's struggling with, I also have my own struggles.
But you
And
were
at least
strong. You just
here one were hidden. But what do you do, ladies and gentlemen, when the nose is bigger than the one of those around you? And people are talking about it time by time. We would at school would sit down as young boys and we'd be dissing each other. And we are dissing each other, those with big heads, those with tiny heads.
the big guys who call them chimso.
The thing about body image issues is there is nobody who is perfect.
Yeah.
Those who are slim, they will be teased because of how slim they are. And those who are chubby, we look at them and we call them fat boom boom. You are a fat boy. And those who are tall, they are, you ask them,
call them giraffe.
yes,
Yeah.
how is God there? You are the one who is closer to God. And those who are short, we criticize them. So there is nobody who is exempted from being dissed by people when you look at them. And this is an issue because people, they look at that point of weakness, and when they speak about it, it keeps on ringing bells on you. So if you are short, chances are you would think that I'm short and my manhood is short. So when you go with your wife, you are thinking, is this long enough? How can I have a long penis when I am short physically? And that doesn't have anything to do with sexual satisfaction at all. Research have shown that. But these are things that makes us, troubled.
And you know what? The thing is, these areas, they can affect you till adulthood. It doesn't matter if there are issues that happened in your past. If you don't deal with them, if you don't go past it, you will keep on seeing yourself as that little girl. You keep on seeing yourself as Priscilla who's playing basketball, and the friends are saying, "Oh my God, your thighs are thick." So until you go past it and you start embracing, the who that God has made you to be, then you will start enjoying your life, enjoying how you're made, and enjoying your spouse as well. There is somebody that relates. My Kiki says, I grew up with a nickname called Dwafu.
Meaning,
meaning like a dwarf, like thick and short. Because I was short and overweight, but it built my confidence up to now as I appreciate who I am. Well done for that. Absolutely. All of us, many people actually have nicknames because society, our culture, back then we would get names,
even up here in the UK. I mean, there's bullying, child bullying. A number of young teenagers have committed suicide because some teenagers, they are bullying them because of their structure, because of their height, their hair color, their eyes, their mouth. There will always be one thing that people will point at, and that thing, the danger is it starts from childhood, and you will carry it all the way. It's a baggage. Body image is negativity in body image is one of the baggages that people silently carry with them to their graveyard. They will carry it to their graveyard. May my father rest in peace. Now that my father have died, before all the while he had his struggles, he would sit down with me and say, "Oh, you know what? Everything else is fine, but only some of his teeth, I couldn't see them. I don't know what to do." You would see him on the mirror and you'd be dealing with his teeth. He wasn't comfortable with his teeth. And I don't know other parts, but I know the teeth because we would talk about it. So it's one issue that if we do not deal with it, it will affect our relationship with our wives or our husbands. It will also affect our relationship with our children. And as parents, we also have to be very careful about the way we comment to our children. I remember one of my children, he's a boxer, and people would call him chubby chubby. And you know, he came to me. I saw him putting on a belt. What's belt one of the days?
They used to call him, you know, in Zimbabwe, we went for holiday, and
yes,
they call him
Fatty
Boom Boom.
Fatty Boom Boom.
Yeah.
And when he came here, he was putting a belt, and I said, "Son, why are you wearing the belt?" And he said, I want to trim. I want to lose weight." I said, "Why do you want to lose weight?"
A young boy.
He said, "Yes, because I'm a boxer. I don't want to be like Andy Louis Jr., who is a fat boxer." In as much as what he's saying makes sense, but the idea behind him doing it is not something that he consciously he's consciously doing. It's because of the negative point that he have received. And I want to say this to those who are watching: if you are married, that the comments that you pass to your wife determines the freedom that she, or the confidence that she will have when she is with you in the bedroom. And as we are talking right now, we have spoken to a number of couples, and they will say, "You know what? When we are getting to bed, I just switch. I have to switch off the light for me to take off my clothes. I can't take off my clothes because of the comments my husband have passed, because of the comments my wife have said about me." And the danger is, some of the things, yes, they can be, you can hide them in clothes, but some of them you can't. So how do we deal with such issues?
Dennis Chichena says they were calling my young brother
Pedro Nevo is close to the F. Yes. Meaning the guy is short. So because he's short, they're teasing him. Now imagine that guy, if he gets married to somebody, all he thinks of is people despises me. So if the wife is going to say anything, he is fighting with the wife, not because of what the wife said, but because of what has been said about him by other people. So it's other people's opinion and it's other people's perspective that he is carrying, and it's making him to fight with the wife.
These are real issues. You know, Dennis, you're mentioning your brother's name. I believe you also had your own as well.
Yes.
So part of the things that we are sharing right now is that, you know, being teased in your early childhood, that can affect the negative body image or the issues that you have surrounding your body image. And then the other thing as well that we are mentioning is this cultural tendency of judging people by their appearance. You know, just telling people that, oh, you're too short, you're too chubby. And, you know, sometimes people are not sensitive as well.
Especially to things that people cannot control.
Exactly.
There are certain things that I can control. Tell me about my belly, then I wake up and start running. But what can I do about my height? What do I do with my mouth? We have seen now the society pushing people, and a number of people have gone for surgeries. I have seen somebody who is now more deformed, the shape, because just the face alone have had more than 25 surgeries, trying to look to have that beautiful look, which people, or which the media portrays as the beautiful look.
So as a community and as a people, we need to stop judging people by their appearance. We need to stop name calling people by their appearance, because really you're not being sensitive to the person's feelings. You know, this is an area where I was a victim as well. I remember a time when I saw one lady, you know, and she showed me her before picture, and her, in the moment she had gained weight and she was now a plus size. And so when she showed me a before picture, you know what, in my mind I just thought, like, how could you do this to yourself? Like,
how could you be so stupid?
How could you be so stupid? I thought to myself, how could you let yourself loose to the extent that you are now a very, very generous person, you know, from where she's coming from? And only one day I sat with her and I started asking her, like, just tell me, you were once fit, you once looked a certain way. What happened to you? Do you know what? She began to open my eyes and she began to tell me what had happened to her. And apparently she she had an issue with her leg. She had an accident. And since that accident, she was unable to walk for months. She was unable to walk. And so she was unable to do the things that she would normally do. She was unable to go to the gym. And so
medication contributed.
Medication as well. And so she said to me, you know what, Priscilla, I have never been like this. You don't understand the way I feel inside because of the way I look. And the fact is, now she's unable to control the situation. So as a culture, we need to stop judging people. Sometimes we don't know what they're going through.
Yes, that's very true. And those who are married, there's a proverb which says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside will do us no harm. If there's no enemy within, the enemy outside will do us no harm. And there is this tendency of us, when we are either joking or when we are angry, we pass comments on each other about our body. And you know, sometimes it's because I'm angry, then I talk about you and I'm pointing at, oh, look at you, look at that, look at that. You think
this what you
call a man with this belly, this pot belly, who would love you? And of late, somebody was talking to me. I was sitting down. We were about to have a virtual meeting, and I was sitting down and I was looking at the software that you were using. And as I was looking at it, this person probably thought I was looking at myself. And now he goes on to say, don't worry about that hair, it will not come back. That airport is going to be permanent, meaning I'm losing hair now. It's the airport. And for a moment, it kind of made me feel like, So now I'm no longer concentrating about the nose because I have passed that. But now, how do I deal with hair loss? Because, you know, I'm growing now. And my son, one of the days, was teasing me as well about the issue of hair loss. And from there, you are losing some hair, and the one that is remaining is changing color, it's getting silver. So how do you deal with that? Now, not only that, with women, you start to see that your breast will start to, you know, shrink a little bit.
And now in Zimbabwe again, they'll call it fallen heroes.
Fallen heroes.
You know, the ones that used to point, you know.
Yes, now they are fallen heroes.
So
what are you saying to your partner? Because if you are going to call them fallen heroes whilst you are here because we have had an argument, when you get in the bedroom, you expect that person to strip naked. That person will never. Why? Because they are not confident. You have touched them at a very, very vulnerable place. You have to understand that in marriage, we have to be vulnerable. I know, you know, Adam and Eve, they were naked and they were not ashamed. But the difference that we have with Adam and Eve is they did not have anyone to compare themselves with. There was no media to have shown them a certain picture of people to say, this is how people look like.
And they were they didn't experience
child bullying.
Didn't experience. They did not have nicknames from back in the day where they can say, well, this is now playing in my adult life.
Yes, so I have my perception of who I am. I'm struggling with who I am. The only person that can help me along the way is her. The only person that can help her is me. I have to stand with her and say, you know what, babe, I know that this is what it is, but you know what, I love you. And not only do I love you, but if you are going to do anything to improve who you are, I will do with you. If it is weight loss, as a couple, let's work with each other.
So guys, there are issues like what we are saying, that there are things that you can change. There are things that are in your power to change. So if it is in your power to change it, if it's in your power to do something about it, then why not? Go ahead. If you know, issues of weight loss, for some people, it is in their power to do something. You know, say maybe you've been eating cake like myself before. You know, you can then decide that I'm not happy the way I look and I want to do something about it. You can decide to go to the gym. You can decide to eat well. You can decide to cut out on the things that will not bring the best out of you. So if you can do something about it, then go ahead.
Go ahead and do it.
You know, but things that are not in your power to control. You can't change the shape of your nose. You can't change,
unless otherwise you want to go for plastic surgery, and you come back and
so with things like that, let's be sensitive to our spouses. Be sensitive about the words that you use, because really we have seen a lot of couples, they've literally destroyed their sexual life because they've passed comments which to them they just felt like, oh, I just say the truth. I just say it the way it is, not knowing that you're killing the person that you're living with. And then at the end of the day, you tell them, open up, I want to have sex with you. They will tell you, do you know what?
I can't
because
I'm not confident.
I'm not confident.
So be kind with words. Be kind to one another with words. We know that sometimes we are squeezed in the corner when we become angry and we look at something to bring them down. But be kind with those words. Let's be kind with one another, and we will definitely make this issue of marriage work. It works more better when we do understand each other. Let's not pull each other with their weakness.
Yep. And I know there are women that may have just given birth or they've had children. One thing that comes with childbirth is that your body will never be the same.
Yep.
No matter how much you like it or not, your body is never the same. There are things that I had to come to terms with. I just had to know that, you know what, I can't eat my cake and have it. I've had children are a blessing from the Lord, and that comes with a lot of body changes. You don't feel the same, you don't look the same. And back then, even though I was that girl who was in the hotel room with you on the night of our honeymoon, then I had my issues. But then now when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, I don't mind going back to then. Why? Because they will always be changes. And now we are still looking at our skin and it's still fresh.
Yes, wrinkles are
on the way.
In the next year, 40, 50 years, wrinkles will be there, and you'll be looking at yourself before you go out and you'll be trying to push them as if you want to take an iron and iron them. But unfortunately, it is what it is. We just have to live with it. So then the kindness of speaking to each other is where we will lean on. The support that we have with each other. Some 2 months ago, I sat down with Priscilla and I said, you know what? I think for now, I want to have 2 months, no carbs. So I had no bread, no sadza, and that everything with carbs. And Priscilla said, you know what, babe? If you are seriously going to do this, I'll do with you. I'll help you do that. Not because she needed it, but because she is there. Solidarity, just standing with me. She had to go 2 months, no carbs as well. Why? Because she wants to support me in what I'm doing. It's something that I can change. So she wants to work with me. So if your partner is having a challenge and you see them doing something, it could be waking up going for a jog. You might not jog with them. I didn't go. I remember some time ago, Priscilla announced that she wanted to go to the gym. I didn't go with her to the gym, but I went to Nike and I bought trainers, the brands, the gym outfit.
So that really motivated me to do more.
I'm saying, you know what, babe? I'm with you in this journey which you are walking. I don't want to just look at you and pass comments.
Let's support one another. This is the message for the day. I remember there were moments when I was trying to lose weight and I would want to eat well. And you know what? Sometimes I don't know if it's out of love. You would just take food from your plate and put it in my plate. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, you're not helping me. I am trying not to eat as much, but you're putting food in my plate. So sometimes it's just those little things. Do you know what? If your spouse is struggling with eating well and you know that they want to lose weight, help them out, help them out the same way that you just went to buy trainers, you bought a whole gym outfit, and that was motivation enough for me. So help your spouse, help them to achieve their goals, and help to affirm them, if they're not happy about certain body parts, because for some people it's the overall thing. For some people, if you ask them, they will tell you they want to change their overall body, but for some people it's just a few individual body parts.
Yeah.
Affirm them that you love them the way they are, so that they
Yes.
can start building up on their confidence, and that will impact on your marriage and on your sexual life as well.
And as we round up, another issue that I have seen mainly, this is mostly with men. Sometimes they do not tease their wives or say something bad about them, but they pass comments
Yeah.
on other women, in areas where they know that their wife is struggling with. So I will look at another lady and I'll say, you know what? Tall girls are beautiful, like as tall as I am when I'm walking on the red carpet with a tall woman. Can you imagine? And yet you know that your partner is not up to that level.
Yes.
And it's height. It's just something that she can change. So the way you comment about other women can also be a hindrance, or it can be torture to your wife if care is not taken.
Absolutely. You know what? We've heard some people, some people, their belly may be big. You don't know what they're going through. Some women have fibroids, and those fibroids have taken the whole belly.
It's beyond.
And yet you hear the husband say, oh my God, how I love a woman who's got a flat belly. Like, seriously, what do you want the wife to do? They've gone through all
surgery
the surgery and everything that she can think of.
Sometimes,
but yet the fibroids, they keep reappearing. And yet you hear a husband say, oh my God, they're passively passing comments to another woman when their wife is there. How would the wife feel?
So let's be very kind with words. If ever there's one word that I want you to go, or we want you to take home, is be kind with one another. Our bodies is we are, we cannot change all of it. There are certain things that we cannot change. Our eyes, our appearance, our height. These are things which God created. Of course, there are certain areas where we can go now. I was planning that I could, go for hair transplant so that they will add a little bit of.
If anybody knows any cream that will work, please kindly tag me so I can
prescribe some to me.
Any hair loss treatment, please let me know.
Very soon I'll be doing a GoFundMe, so that I have, long hair and tuck the tummy and all this stuff. But on a very more serious note, let's be kind to one another, knowing that the person whom you are with, for them to have confidence, is because of you. You contribute toward their confidence, confidence level.
Yes.
And if care is not taken, some people will end up committing suicide. Why? Because the pressure has been too much.
And if they don't commit suicide, it is you that won't enjoy your sexual life.
You will never have sexual life.
Because sex is there.
In the
sex
brain.
Starts in the mind. The more that you don't feel confident in who you are, then the more it's not going to work. It's not going to be enjoyable. So let's be kind with one another. Let's be kind with our words, and let us help each other achieve our goals. If it's something that is within our power to do, let us help each other achieve our goals.
Let's do it together. Yes, Mary Mtendebure says it's true. It is very true that body image is an issue. It's an international syndrome. Those who are tall, they wish they were short. Those
and the ones short, that we admire, and we look at it and we feel like this is the body.
The size zeros. I know a size 0 that is taking a lot of carbs because she says she doesn't have a bum, so she feel like, let me just have a little bit, And those who are blessed, they are looking at ways of chopping it down. To the glory of God, we are all beautiful. Pastor Julie, how are you? It's good to see you.
Ursula Michael, thank you so much for joining
us. Precious, thank you for joining us all the way from Zim. Mr. Chichena, My father-in-law, thank you so much for joining us. My Kiki, it's good to see you. We would like to appreciate each and every one of you for joining us tonight. What more shall we say apart from saying thank you so much for giving us your precious possession, which is your time. Time permitting, God willing, we'll meet again next week on this same channel. Oh, big sis, God bless you, Nyasha. My regards to the family. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining.
Kindly share if you haven't yet. Do share with somebody.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll meet again next week on same channel. For me and my beautiful wife, we're signing out. God bless.
Love you, Pastor Moyong.
Thank you. Bless you. Bye bye.